All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful day. The market was an absolute mess today, but it moved exactly like the European market. So we had a nice little gap down. The market didn't do much pre-market. We were reacting to European data. We tried to make our way up, almost filled the gap to the upside, and then you sold it off, and by the end of the day, you didn't make that much progress. The only news besides Oracle's worst stock performance since 2001, it was the Apple event. You got a new Apple 15 iPhone as well as the watch. That's the only thing we had besides what we had in the morning. But now back to Europe. Why this was so important? Because we were anticipating that this data could move the dollar, and it really did. You had the ZEW index as well as UK labor data, and that caused a reaction on the pound and the euro that ultimately moved the dollar. But the fascinating thing was not only did it move the dollar, but it really affected how our markets traded. And this is what I was pointing out throughout the day. Here's Germany. You could take a look at the Euro Stoxx 50. It looks exactly how we played out. The thing about this formation and how it moved, this market closed 6 hours before us. So keep that in mind, and tomorrow it's going to be a day of U.S. data, but that's why I'm bringing this stuff up right now so that you could see on these days where we really have nothing but the morning and there's only a couple of events, you might watch the market very well mimic some of the European markets. So check out the video. We have it. Search the trading fraternity, importance of like European close, how to predict stock market moves. It's great, but not only did we have that, I'm going to give you a main breakdown because we have CPI tomorrow and we have a lot to talk about. But like I'm saying, that's the broad stuff with what we had. But for the specifics, there was the Apple event. It was underwhelming because the price point was in fact the thing the analysts did not like. Greedy Wall Street. They wanted price increases and did not get that. You had headlines out of Walmart. They said they feel good about the second half. Morgan Stanley said they are more confident about an improved outlook for investment banking. Wells Fargo reiterated net interest income guidance despite a slowing loan growth. And then a couple of other regionals like CMA and NTRS, they gave other updates. We heard from Huawei. They are increasing their second half shipments target on the new phone that they just came out with, the Mate 60. They're increasing that target by 20%. Then the UAW lowered their pay increase demands. There was also a Bank of America survey that sees a 17-month high in equity allocation. Again, cash is taking over, but they notice that sentiment allocations aren't necessarily tilting to bullish or bearish just yet. Then there was the small business optimism survey in America. It highlighted inflation and worker shortages as the biggest problem. And then UK wages went up this morning. And then the ZEW, it wasn't bad, but it didn't get better from last time. So that's the quick recap, Chad. So now let's talk about the CPI tomorrow. But first, I need you to like the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open, youtube.com/thestockmarket. We are going to be streaming the CPI live tomorrow, 1 hour before the bell. It comes out at 8:30, 1 hour before the market. I'm on Pacific time zone. So remember, CPI comes out 1 hour before the United States market opens, no matter where you are. So keep that in mind, but we will be live, and you could come and analyze all of it with us. Live, baby. Live and direct. So, Chad, hope you're ready for it. Hope you liked the video. I gave you the quick recap, but let's talk CPI. So run it.
Walking to the couch, it's the 2020 election. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a live, but I still reinvest it. Feel how I feel, then it feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson. I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but the sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold
But right off the bat, like we said yesterday, the forecast is for headlines to come in stronger than core. This hasn't been the trend over the last several months, and that is what is making tomorrow unique. But to make things a little more interesting, some analysts today, they said if we get that 0.6 month over month that's expected, it would be the highest of the year like we talked about. they said that can guarantee another rate hike priced in. They're saying that would be bearish, and I don't necessarily agree with this because I don't think tomorrow will be that simple. So like we've talked about, headline is going to be important. This is the thing that people are looking for, but I believe it's going to be the dynamic that will take over. Essentially, I don't think 0.6 headline on its own will guarantee another rate hike, and it will be bearish if and only if the core also comes in hotter, but simply if the month-over-month core is better than expected or even comes in negative, because that's possible. If you go look at the core month-over-month, it's at 0.2. We've been waiting for this to drop. This thing might be favorable. If you get a high headline and then a low core, I don't really think that's what you're going to get. What I'm looking at is that I think we need both a hot core and a hot headline, or if they do one or the other tomorrow, I think it's going to be very hard to read, and then investors will quickly look towards the PPI in the United States as well as the ECB, and then even consumer sentiment, and then Powell next week. So the way I'm looking at it, and with all this being said, what I think is going to happen, I do believe that inflation will be hot this month because of energy prices. I'm going to go to a chart soon, and you'll see what I'm talking about, the 1 month trend. But the headline argument makes a lot of sense this month. Oil, energy, even a couple things. Cars haven't gone down like they were. It makes sense if headline went up. The part that does not make sense to me, and where I think we could get a surprise tomorrow, is that last year, if you go to the year-over-year chart, the baseline that you're comparing it to, again, this was August, that's what we're going to get now, it was the highest for headline, or I guess give or take, it was some of the more higher ones. We were at the 9s, but this is still a very, very high number to be on the baseline. So I think we have certain things going in our favor. And like I was telling you about the charts, if you take a look at oil, this is kind of crazy. July to August, or August to September, that data period, oil last year was on a downtrend. It wasn't going up. That's why you look even from June here, all we've been doing is going up on oil. That's where I'm saying that, you know what, I really do think the headline argument does make a lot of sense here, but this is where it gets even better. Just take a look, go back to like August of last year to even like September, like where the month was. Oil is practically at the same exact price. That's fascinating to me. If you really think about how all the things have moved and all of that, we got the lagging data and everything else. So with that being said, now I do think core or inflation will be a little bit hotter tomorrow on headline, but I really do believe there's an opportunity to come in softer, but it's just nothing's a guarantee. Even better, I just don't think anything matters tomorrow. Core will really tell the story, because if something is going to move, and it does move big, if core moves big, that's going to be your answer. And like we said, if people do want to not react too much, remember last CPI, I believe it was like around August 8th, it was right here, this little candle, you had a little pop, drop, and then you came up a little 2 days later, and then we started reacting to other stuff. We're very well on that same schedule here, so you will have a big event tomorrow, but you don't have to go too crazy with it. But now, that's your CPI breakdown, Chad. Keep it simple. Don't forget, we will be live an hour before, so you could come do all of this live with us. But now, let us get into the plays. So, right off the bat, I made 2 trades today, and I'd like both of them for tomorrow. And there's one set of play I will be watching, and then I am going to be rolling over my yen plays and then keeping an eye out just in case we do get a story told with the data. That will be nice. But now, the first play I made today, I went with Qualcomm. I flipped 50 shares off of the morning. I made like $2 a share, but I talked about wanting to double dip on this, and the reason is they had that deal news yesterday. They moved around, but I really think you just got to get the market jitters out, let this play out. This is a big deal for the company. They've been going back and forth with years with Apple and chips and this and that. So to do a deal, I think it could be very interesting, especially amongst the logic that Qualcomm's kind of a lagger. Remember, in regards to Intel, clearly their chart looks a little different as well, but Qualcomm could be good. This deal will be good, but I also think the market is reacting to a lot more things, and even this expiration in Powell. But after that, I'm definitely going to be watching this, and I may even go in and out in the meantime, but I really want to see what Qualcomm will do. even though I hate this stock, but I do think it's intriguing. So that was the first play. Then the second play, I went with ORCL. I grabbed 100 shares at like 110.60, and I played it off of the bad earnings. It was like down 12%, and what I thought it could do is inverse the market. So we explained this today on stream, and I explained the logic. It makes a lot of sense, especially on certain days, but pretty much I was like right here when I bought it. I grabbed 100 shares. The market was like kind of up. It was like about to go down, about to go up, but the logic was they already are reacting to earnings. They were down 12%. Did I think they could have an earnings continuation? Yes. I thought it could bounce, but I was mainly looking for the inverse because on days like this where, one stock sells off 13% and the market was like up, down, or about to go up, you have to think about it. The stock market starts selling off. Why would they sell off the name that's already sold 13%? Usually they just go here for safety or it stays the same. That's why oftentimes after earnings, if the market starts selling off, a company's already been beaten down, you'll oftentimes watch it literally go up on the candles, the market goes down, and then vice versa. So the play went down on me, market started rallying, people are like, yeah, why would I own ORCL? Bad earnings. They started selling it, grabbing other stuff, and then as we started to go down, it came up. I even went from down $200 to like up like $50, and now I'm like barely down, I think, another $100. So gonna swing that through, but worst earnings since 2001 as far as the reaction. I think we'll get some drama, but like I said, even with the Qualcomm, I think a lot of stuff is tied to the market jitters more or less. So that was play number 2, and then the final one, or plays that I'll be looking at, I'm gonna throw this in the number 3 spot. CRUS and Skyworks. These were mentioned prior to the Apple event. We even saw CRUS hit as high as 6%, came down a little bit, but they're mentioned as one of the suppliers there to Apple. Even Skyworks analysts were talking about them. So, like I said, the Apple event was kind of underwhelming. People were worried about the prices a little bit, so we'll see how this plays out. But you had a nice little new sympathy reaction. Just wanted to bring it to your attention, and don't forget about it. Otherwise, still watching BIDU and JD, and why I'm telling you that now, keep an eye out for them because it's been quiet in China land. So enjoy this week while it lasts, but maybe in the next couple weeks after this, we may start to get more headlines out of there, see more action, and then go from there. But Chad, that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure hydrate healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. And I need you to remember, you are blessed, and the only thing you need to manage that's so important is self-governance. There's so many things that contributed to who you are, my brother, but I'm telling you, it is on you to govern and dictate and control yourself. There's no Congress in you. You don't have to lobby. You ain't going to impeach you. You would have impeached you a long time ago. That's all I'm saying. Govern it, baby. Self-govern. It's a good concept. Oh, my God. But Chad, I love you. God bless you. I will see you tonight. I might even try to go on the YouTube. I'm going to try to even release some F350, bro. But either way, I'm going to see you on 2K, okay? We're on the Twitch. I'm going to try to go on the YouTube. I'll see you there. But either way, tomorrow morning, I'm going to still wake up, too. Stop playing with me. All right, but I love you, Chad. Drink that water. Stay hydrated, healthy. Get ready for tomorrow. Wake up and drive. I was okay, horn.